My.
You are now tuned in to the Revolution Radio Show. Yo, what it is and what it do, you're officially tuned in to the Revolution Radio Show on 102.3 FM, KCAA in the Inland Empire, worldwide on the NBC Radio Network and on the iHeartRadio app. As always, I'm your boy, Uncle Jiggy, a.k.a. J Love, or the other way around. I'm one of the two. I'm J Love, but they know me as Uncle Jiggy. I don't know. Anyways, typically I'm joined by my man, Farron. You know what it is, the Statesman. Shout out to him. He's out doing big things right now. He's doing a conference at the UCLA Conference Center up in Lake Arrowhead. So he may or may not jump through. But either way, I got a special guest in the building today with us. I got all the way from the beautiful state of Florida. Do they call y'all the Sunshine State? I think so.
Yes, we are the
state of Florida. Some of y'all may have remember her from the show before. But either way, give it up for my little sis, A. Ruiz. Hey, Ruiz. Bam, 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 bam. What it do, hey, Ruiz? How is Florida right now?
Florida is annoying, bro. Florida, it's been raining like every day. So it's like, you can't really have a great hot girl summer when
it's rain. We need some rain out here. It's hot.
No, hey, California out here, I seen y'all have like it's always been that way. Water restraint.
Yeah, no, it's crazy this year. It's real quick. Shout out to my girl Nika, Jim in the box. Yo, Nika, check this out. I'm down under 220 pounds. You feel me? I'm officially down 50 pounds. Y'all remember Jim in the box? Yo, I got the Jim in the box waist trainer. I'm gonna finally take some pictures. I was a little bit, insecure for a little bit. I'm gonna be honest, because my movies. Y'all will figure out what movies are. Okay. Put it together. Y'all will figure it out. But it wasn't quite right. I wasn't trying to Rick Ross it or DJ Khaled it that much. But, I'm feeling better about myself. I was like 32 months pregnant. Now I'm only down to about 4 months pregnant. So I'm okay with it. So I'm going to take some pictures. I'm going to show y'all these results. I go on my little walk y'all know I walk 3 to 5 miles every day. And I wear my Gym in the Box. My waist trainer, it got the little technology, right? It does the post on my abs. So I expect to have some abs when this is all done. In my head, I got them right now. Like I be seeing like, oh, they coming through. Look at my abs. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But shout out, check it out, gyminthebox.la. Go check them out. I'm telling you, the technology is amazing. You could use it when you're just sitting down. You know what I mean? You wouldn't even know if I was using it right now. I'd be like, Gym in the Box. Or you can go on a walk and use it. It helps because it works out your core. And the core is the most important thing that you need when you're trying to get in shape. So that's what, shouts out to my girl, Nika, because she's a faithful listener. And so I know that she's checking it out. She said, I never look better. Well, thank you, girl. I'm trying to, my beard's a little shaggy right now, but I'm getting ready to, work it out. Because lately, and A. Ruiz is going to diss me, watch right now when I say this. Here's my goal. I used to, when I was traveling a few years ago with this shoe company, when my beard was a little bit thicker, everywhere I go, kids would mess with me and they would call me DJ Khaled, right? So I get real mad about that because kids was calling me DJ Khaled, okay? And so I was real frustrated. But then recently at Baby A, all y'all know who are, frequent listeners and viewers of the show, Baby A's my 10-year-old. At his birthday party just recently, my nephew took a picture, right? Because I was in the background singing happy birthday. And one of his boys commented and was like, yo, who's Thick Drake in the back? So,
bro, I'm dead, bro. Oh my God, that is
so I guess Thick Drake is better than DJ Khaled.
You do look like a Thick Drake. You look like a combo of the two.
Thick Drake. Okay, so anyways, so apparently, I guess that makes me chorizo papi. I don't know. So that's what's going on. But it is, I gotta always say the date. It's Monday, July the 12th, 2021. Mm-hmm. So this is how we do this, Miss A. Ruiz, because last time you was on, you was as like just a guest. She said, you're no Thick Drake, you Slim Daddy. Okay, I'm with it. I'll take Slim Daddy for sure. Because, I came out, hey, you don't know this. I came out the closet. I want you to know I'm living my truth now. Okay, so I'm going to let you know in case you didn't hear it. But I'm actually trans slender. I identify as a slender individual. I'm also transracial at the same time. I identify as a 56-year-old white man with good credit. So I'm a white man. You know that swimmer body? You just be straight down, like no hips, no nothing. Just I'm that guy. That's what I identify as. I'm trans slender, y'all. I'm living my truth. That's what I identify as. I'm very slender. You look at me like I'm crazy.
I'm just like a slender man out here.
So we go hit these news topics. I want to know what you, because Farron is always looking at me like I'm crazy. Maybe now I'll get someone who
be like you crazy.
Well, I'm hoping eventually somebody gonna be on my team and agree with me.
To that conclusion.
Well, okay. So here's the first one. You ready? And I'm gonna see what you think.
So
this weekend, there was a UFC fight, right, with Conor McGregor.
Oh, okay? His foot, man.
Yes. So my personal opinion is, I think Conor McGregor got what he been asking for. Because he been walking around for years, putting his chest out, the little leprechaun, acting like he was somebody amazing. And that's why these last couple fights, he done got tossed up. And now...
He is a good fighter, though. I mean, man, obviously, you know, he had his slip up. Like, everybody has a bad day.
He's had a few bad days.
Yes.
And he acts like a bully. He talks saying he gonna kill people. He talks about people's religions. He talk about, like, even after his foot was broke, this dude is over there talking about, like, yo, your wife is in my DMs. She's coming to the after party. Da, 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 da. Like,
it's the pride, it's the ego.
Yes, and I'm saying pride comes before a fall, player. So to all you Conor McGregor fans, stop acting like him, because I'm gonna say it, he's a douchebag. I don't care what nobody say. Conor McGregor's a punk. Come and see me, I'll kick you in your other ankle.
You should do a little replay of what happened to his ankle.
I wish we could. You know what? I should have did that. I should have. But what do you think? I mean, because maybe you have a different take, but what's your take on the whole Conor McGregor situation?
Bruh, I mean, I do agree with the cockiness, but I mean, he obviously got to where he was for a reason. He made a name out himself.
Well, because let's be real, there is money in being the villain.
Yeah, and he does a good job at it. So why we hate? We don't gotta hate on that.
Because
we just gotta respect.
I don't respect him.
Whatever. He's making money, bro. At the end of the day,
well, you know what? Go back to Ireland and make some whiskey.
So
that's what he's doing.
It don't matter. Like when people was clowning Mayweather for taking that fight, he's making money. It doesn't matter.
Right? Because Mayweather
with Logan Paul.
Yeah, well, because again, if you gonna make, I will fight anybody. Listen, anybody listening, listen to me right now. In my current condition, with my limitations, with my heart, I will fight anyone on the planet Earth right now for $30 million. I don't care who. I've called everybody out.
Saying, bro, exactly.
I don't care who. I will fight Mike Tyson. I will fight Tyson Fury. I will fight whoever. I will fight A. Ruiz for $30 million.
Bro, and
understand me.
And I'll make the $30 million.
Look, you can win. I don't even care if you win. Like, I really don't care. Like, I will get whooped by an old lady. And somebody say, like, Jay, you got whooped by an old lady. I'll be like, but I got $30 million.
You ruining the game for people now.
But I got $30 million. Like, well, I'm gonna be mad.
Bro, you said.
Exactly. Why would I be mad? That's why I understand when people, like, how can you be mad with that kind of money in the bank? Like, do you understand there is nothing you could do to upset me if I got
Same with Tom, bro. He's just making his money. That's good.
But why he's such in a bad mood? Be in a good mood. If you got that kind of money in the bank, I'm in a good mood.
Just how artists have alter egos.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is an alter ego. I'm trying to get to 30, 50, 100 mil. I'm just letting you know, when I get there, there's nothing you could do to upset me. You be like, Jay, you kill kids and you're a despicable human being. I'd be like, right.
Right. Yeah.
It's crazy, right? I'm telling you, I don't know. You know what I mean? I done been through some things. So for me, it's not that serious. You know what I mean? So speaking of kids, watch, you see my transitions. I'm a professional.
Speaking of kids, okay.
I don't know. You're a little bit younger than me, even though you call me old.
A little bit.
Wow.
A little bit.
There you go with the exaggerations. Okay, a little bit.
I'm a lot of bit.
So you might remember Drake Bell. You might have watched
Yes,
Drake
that's my dog.
because you was a little girl when that was
Drake
popping,
from
right?
Drake and Josh.
Yes. Okay.
Amanda show. Yeah.
Yeah, because you was a baby when that was going down. Okay. So
With that. What's up? 97, baby.
Drake just got 97. I was grown in 97.
Right. I was just coming into this earth.
Don't say wow. That's so wow.
Wow.
Okay. So Drake was just sentenced to 2 years of probation.
No, for what?
I've been having because I've been following this case. Okay. So I'm gonna explain it to you because I feel because this is always my argument. Had he have been darker, I'm not even saying it. I'm saying if he had more of a tan, if he'd have looked closer to you, I'm not even saying me. If he'd have looked closer to you, I think he would have got more than 2 years of probation. And here's what's going, right? Here's what's happening. The former Nickelodeon star was sentenced Monday in Ohio to receiving 2 years of probation to be supervised in California, where he lives, plus 200 hours of community service, right? He was accused of having basically inappropriate exchanges with a 15-year-old, sexually lewd exchanges with a 50-year-old, as well as having she claims that she performed oral sex on him.
Bro, that's like pedophilia. Like, what the heck?
This is not like it is. Like, not like
what
it is.
I'm sure his argument was, oh, she lied about her age.
Not okay, but again, if he looked more like you, okay, because everybody get mad at me all the time and say, "Hey,
he's already like what in his 40s, Drake?"
Yeah, yeah,
or late 30s.
He's late 30s. He's late 30s.
Late 30s.
But again,
wow,
because everybody, Jay, you always make it a racial thing.
Be in prison.
Thank you. So all I'm asking America, this is all I'm saying. I'm not saying treat black people or brown people better. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying treat us all fair, equal. If you gonna sentence a young black kid to 180 years for something stupid, and then Drake gonna get 2 years of probation for probation, not time, probation. Right? Like
that is ridiculous, man.
Like, I don't understand this. Like, I know people who did time in prison. Okay. This is what I'm saying. Look, just so you know, my co-host Farron knows this. I'm still waiting. I applied for a special membership card. I applied for my white privilege membership card. It hasn't arrived in the mail yet.
I wonder when you'll get it.
It's, you know what? I think in another like 10 business days. I think that's how it works.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I get it though, I think like I'm gonna start slow. I'm gonna like go steal a bike first. I'm gonna work my way.
Okay. You're gonna.
You know what I mean?
You're gonna feel it out a little bit, okay?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I might like I don't know, go wild out inside a store or something. You know, just start yelling mayonnaise, hold the mayo. I don't know, because you know. Now you got to be real careful because you know what I'm saying. Like I don't have that card yet, so I got to be real careful with, because if you look too aggressive as a black male, you know what I mean. They be like, he was in here being aggressive. Come shoot him. I don't know. I know. I could already feel the listeners. Y'all are already getting mad at me. Look, don't blame me. I'm just saying Drake Bell got 2 years. Okay, I'm gonna put it to y'all like this. Let's say one of y'all beautiful people who is driving home from work right now in this beautiful California rush hour traffic, right? You're driving home from work, and Florida, or Florida, you know, or wherever you at.
More, but still.
Yeah, so you driving home from work after a long day's work, right? And it's hot in a lot of places, and you just found out that your 15-year-old engaged in some let's just call it what it is, some sexual behavior with a grown man. Right. And this grown man, he took advantage because he was a celebrity. Right. And because he was a celebrity, he was able to possess this power over your young, impressionable daughter. Are you okay with him getting 2 years of probation? Because I'm letting you know right now, I don't got a daughter, but if I did, I'm going to be the one in jail. Because trust, homeboy ain't making it to court. Right. I don't know who could be okay with this. Because I'm just being honest. I would like to be. I love God. I do my best to live the best life that I can in terms of my faith. I just don't know if I have it within me right now at this stage in my development. God is still working on me. At this stage in my development, I don't know if I have it in me to be like, amen. I just, I'm, be, I'm being honest.
No, of course not.
Am I tripping, Miss Ruiz?
Yeah, you're not. Because at the end of the day, my dad always told me that. He's like, yeah, I'm a Christian man, but at the end of the day, I'm your dad first. Like, he not, he don't play that. I just don't understand, like, how that even, bro, how did that even happen? Like, how was he even in that situation in the first place? It's like,
well, apparently it's not the first time. There's been other.
Of course not. It's never the first time.
So speaking of interesting white men, see, I do my transitions. I'll be real good with it. You're gonna learn. Watch this. Speaking of interesting white men, Edward Matthews. You might have heard of him. You might not recognize the name, but when I start talking about the story, you might understand what I'm talking about. He is the white man that in New Jersey a week ago was threatening his neighbors and was saying, like, get these monkeys and these N-words out of my neighborhood. And he ended up, because he threatened, because those are terrorist threats. He was threatening a woman, a black woman.
Wow.
He said online, this is my favorite part. He said, all you N-words and monkeys, this is my address, and then said his address and said, come see me. Right.
What a dummy.
Close to 1,000 people showed up at his house. Gosh, right. Along with the police, because they came and arrested him. Right. And so I was sharing with my audience that there's this thing, and I believe, because you Dominican, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe y'all got something similar in your culture, right? And you could tell me if you do. But we got this thing in black culture, right? Which is called I wish you would.
Exactly.
I wish.
Atrévete. Like, I do you, bro. Like,
atrévete. Bow. You missed all my Dominican jokes last week. I'm gonna tell you all my Dominican jokes.
I don't want to see if they funny.
They real funny. They hilarious. But anyways, this dude, he's getting ready to get out of jail and go back home. So here's my question to you, Miss Ruiz. Do you think he is going to be able to continue to live in that same neighborhood after all that has happened?
Probably.
You think so?
That dude?
Yeah, you think he can continue to live there?
Actually, nah. I mean, I thought you meant in the way, like, would he get kicked out? Or, like, would he get...
No,
like,
I don't. I mean, he can't get kicked out, but...
Nah. But, yeah, no, obviously not. He gave out his freaking address. Everybody knows where he lives at. Everybody gonna... Like, that man is not... Has he moved? Do you know?
No, he's just barely getting ready to get out of jail. He's about to go home. So, like, and the neighborhood's getting ready for his return. I just, like... How do you know what I mean? Like that, like, how do you go back? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what do you do? Like, hey, my bad. You know what I mean? Because I saw an interview.
Hey, my bad.
Because I saw an interview he did from jail, right? And he was like, he hit him with I was drunk, you know, and I was drunk, and I was.
Okay, the truth comes out when you're drunk.
He's like, I was agitated, and I shouldn't have said those things. Like, come on, man. Like, all them.
Like, really?
I don't see anybody being down with that at all. I think, like, honestly, I give him a month before he moves. Because I just think a month. Less?
Of course.
I think because he's the type of arrogant dude that I think would try to stick it out. But I just think there's going to be so many people constantly, like, in his face. And, you know, like,
this is in Jersey?
Yeah, New Jersey.
Oh my God, yeah, nah.
Well, imagine, okay, you live in Florida, right?
Right.
So imagine if in your neighborhood, right, some dude was like, I want all of these black and brown people out of my neighborhood, right? Even though he's the minority in that neighborhood, right? And let's say he went and threatened you as a female, you and your mother, right? Because he's a pretty big dude, okay? Right? So he went and threatened y'all, like, you know, I'm gonna kill y'all, whoop-de-wop, like, threaten y'all, right? But this is not the first time, because he had been known for doing this for some time, right?
Right.
Okay. And then he said on camera, all of you stupid Dominicans and all you stupid come see me, right? And
everybody pulling up.
Right. Do you think even after he gets out of jail, do you think he would be able to stay there?
Of course not. No.
It's. I mean, I'm gonna find it interesting. Like I'm following this story.
Why don't I just don't get why people think that they own the world. Like that is crazy. I don't mind it.
I just look.
Go somewhere with that. People are just so. It's the privilege, man.
It's crazy. And so here's what we were talking about. Where why even Dominicans came up. Okay, because we were talking about
You transitioning.
Yeah, my transitions are amazing. They're amazing. All right. So we were talking about because last week the president of Haiti was assassinated, right? Yeah. And I was saying how Haiti has had this really crazy history because so I'm gonna give you a history lesson in case you don't know. You might know, but in case you don't,
I might know, but let's see.
You might because you're really smart. So, but Haiti has had this because Haiti is the first independent Black republic in the world, right? The slaves rose up and beat the slave masters and won their independence, right? But the reason why Haiti has been such a poor country for so long, here's the crazy part, is that France sued Haiti for reparations and they had to pay back the slave masters for the slaves that they lost. Or that meant France was going to attack Haiti again. And because Haiti couldn't really, honestly deal with the whole muscle of the French army, they were like, okay, cool. They barely finished paying off this debt, I think, in 1946, right? We're talking from the 1700s all the way to 1946.
Yeah, 1946, not that long ago.
Yes.
That's when you were born, right?
Wow. God, Jesus, thank you for patience, Lord. Thank you that you just... I have your peace, Father God.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
Okay. So, anyways,
but I said it a long ago.
So between that, being bankrupt for so long, and then years and years of corrupt governments, right? Haiti has been one of the poorest countries in the world, right? Yeah. But I was saying, if you know the juxtaposition of the fact that Haiti is a part of a bigger island that is shared with the Dominican Republic, right? Right. And this is how terrible it is to be Black around the world, is that it's the exact, it's not even an island that's close to an island. It's the same island. It's the same island, right? And
they was just conquered by different people.
They just they cut it in half. The French and the Spanish cut it in half and said, "Yo, the French can have that, the Spanish." But it's
I was just having that conversation. That's crazy. I was just having that conversation today.
And there's even this particular highway. I don't know what it's called, but there's a particular highway. I've seen it in where you can see on one side is Dominican Republic, the other side is Haiti, and on the Dominican side it's lush and green and beautiful, and then on the Haiti side.
They be on the same island, and it's just
it's all dead and bare. And so this is what I was saying about, because I had an auntie who was Dominican, right? And so all the Dominicans I know, because again, any Dominicans listen to me, because I tell y'all this all the time. You're Black, damn it. You're Black. Deal with it. You're Black.
We are Black. We are African.
Thank you for saying that. But you know what most Dominicans say? Oh, no, papi. I know.
They want to claim the motherland.
The motherland is Africa.
But that's the thing. They think Spain is the motherland. That's what they
want. Because they've been brainwashed that Black is terrible.
And we mixed. And they came here and raped and freaking, did whatever they wanted with our people. You know what I'm saying? The Tahitians were wiped out. Come on now.
Yeah. So all the Dominicans I know.
I'm like, bro, we are Black. You go to DR, everybody's Black, bro.
Yes, but you know what they tell you? No, papi. I know Black. I Dominican, papi.
Oh, you getting that from that video?
I don't know. These Dominicans I know.
Okay, but where do Dominicans come from? Where do we come from, bro?
My auntie was named Luz.
We come from Africa.
Right? My auntie was named Luz, right? And she was dark as my shirt, right? And I would always tell her, eres negrita, right? And she'd be like, no, papi, yo no soy negrita, soy dominicana. And I'm like, no, Luz, they should have named you Noche, not Luz. You're not the light. They should have called you Noche because you dark as hell. Like that's what I would always tell her.
It's just ignorance. That's what it is.
Yeah. And so I was joking that all the Dominicans I know, they be papi. No, papi. I know Dominican papi. I know black. I Dominican papi. I Dominican.
Okay, so you're black. That all right. Got it.
Yes. So yeah, you're black. Okay. Just like Puerto Ricans, you're black.
You're black. Cubans,
you're black. Brazilians, you're black. Nicaragüense,
Hispanics,
you know,
black.
Yes. So let's just deal with that. Watch, I just felt it. I felt it in the air. All these people driving are mad because the big thing about me is that Jay always makes everything a black issue. So I have a story that's not a black issue. You ready? It's not a black issue. Well, no, that one is. Never mind. Let me go to a different. Hold on. This is in CNN, people. I'm not even looking at the Black News Today. I'm not looking at Black Twitter. You know what I mean?
Give us something.
I give y'all from CNN. You know what I mean? And I give y'all stuff. Oh, here's a story that's not a black story. You ready? Richard Branson is a fit. You know, him and Elon Musk have been on this race to see who gets to space first.
This is ridiculous.
I want to be a white billionaire. I'm trying to tell you. I'm
like 50. This is what, right? This is the stuff they be doing. Like they don't know what to do with their money, bro. This is just. I
want to have them kind of. I want to be so bored.
They don't know what they just don't know what to do anymore. It's like,
Do you know what it will cost? Okay. You ready? To go on a Virgin, because you know it's a Virgin Air. Yeah. To go to space. You want to know how much it's going to cost? Like, because we could go. They're allowing civilians to go.
Yeah, I know. I want to guess. Only rich people could do that.
Okay, guess how much it is.
Okay, so for a round trip?
For a ticket, yeah, round trip to I hope so.
It's a round trip?
I hope so. It's round trip. Where they gonna leave you?
Wait, they're going to the moon or they're going to Mars?
No, they just go right now. It's just to space, like orbit.
Oh, I see. Oh, so like a little roller coaster. Okay, come to Universal. Bro, I don't know why people can't just do simulations. Anyway, all right, I want to say so per person.
Per person, like you get a ticket, just like you going on a plane, except for it's gonna keep going and keep going until it gets dark.
Okay, I want to say, man, I don't know if I'm shooting too high here. I don't know. I'm not rich. I don't know how rich people think. I want to say like $1 million something.
No, you shouldn't too high. It's a bargain discount.
Probably like $200K.
You hit it right on the nose. $200K. It's a bargain deal for a billionaire too. It's 200,000.
That's pocket change.
Yeah, 200,000. You know what I mean?
That's a date.
You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Like, yo, we that's all day, whatever. That's it.
We'll do it again tomorrow.
But here's the crazy part. There's all this stuff going. Like, here's how my mind works. All this stuff is going on Earth, right? And y'all steady trying to figure out how to get to space. Why? Why y'all trying to leave us here?
Trying to escape, bro.
You trying to leave us here?
Trying to escape this.
What y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna use up all the resources and be like, we out colored.
We out colored.
I could just imagine it would be some great exodus of white people going to the moon, right? And then they'd be real mad because like a Cadillac spaceship would show up. And they'd be so
what?
And then another one, and there'll be another Lincoln on the side of it. And there'll be on one of them be black dudes. On the other one, you hear some Celia Cruz coming out. It'll be all the Latinos like right? And they be mad. They be mad like we tried to leave y'all behind. And they'd be like, no, papi, I'm from the moon too, papi. They would be so mad. That would be the most hilarious thing in the world. You know what I mean? There'd be some Jamaicans up there already cooking some jerk chicken. What you doing, boy? So I just don't. I'm trying to think though. If I had 200K, would I don't know. Like, would you do it?
Not if I just had 200K, bro. I would have to be like a billionaire to be like,
all right, not even $1 million.
No, because that's stupid money. Like, I'd rather invest my money, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that big of a deal. I'll just go to Epcot, bro. Like, I'll go to Epcot for real. And you get on the little simulation, like, you good. You straight. You feel the gravity. You feel the whole thing. Like, you chilling. You vibing.
But that would be a flex for the gram, though. But imagine that flex, like, yo, look out my window. I'm in space.
Have problems.
I'm in space, son. I'm in space. I'm stunting on all of y'all.
Go to Epcot and take the same picture. Be like, yo, what's good? I'm in space. Whoa. Nah.
You ain't trying to flex for the gram?
No, if it's pocket change, hell yeah. Other than
I,
that, nah.
I'm
We
I'm
got
just
better
trying
things.
to.
Like you said, we got better things to do here.
Okay, I'm just asking questions because I like to dream sometimes, and I like to try to figure out what we would do if we was balling like that. I
Like,
mean, I'm not. I'm thick Drake, so thick Drake. I'm not even trying to go on take a date to Dodger Stadium and rent out the whole Dodger
nah, you
Stadium.
trying to go to space?
You know what I mean? Like that. You know what I mean? Like a date, like just a date. Like you got to be wifey to get Dodger State, and even then, like we're gonna negotiate. Like, hey, shorty, we could do a lot more with this money. Like. You know what I mean? Like that's a super flex. Think about it. That's a super
But I
flex.
also feel like that's like too extra.
It's what I'm saying. Thank you for
But,
being a
like, I
girl who
like
says that.
that's great and everything, but I
Okay.
feel like
What would you think about if a dude did that for you?
it depends what dude. It would
Oh,
depend.
now it depends what dude.
Yeah, because if you a broke boy doing that, like
No, if a dude who has money, still has money. Like,
he got money, it depends. I feel like we'd have to be dating for a little bit. Like that can't be like our first date.
oh, is it the third or fourth date? What if it's the third or fourth?
Damn, I'd be kind of shocked. I'm not gonna lie. I'd be enjoying that.
I hate y'all. See,
Bruh,
women, y'all are so.
I'm not gonna lie. I'd be there like, damn, this is great. But why not? He's taking me on a date.
Oh my God.
I'm
See,
enjoy
but if
it.
a woman did that for a man, y'all be like, she's stupid. I'm just saying, look,
It's just, bro. Come on,
I'm
now.
not mad at Champagne Poppy. All I'm saying is I can't.
You gotta spoil them sometimes.
Yeah, but look, I can't do that unless you wifey. And even if you wifey, like we might have to negotiate and be like, look, shorty, there's a lot more we could do. Look, I can do. Look, don't. I can do it.
He can do it because he got the money. Like
I can. No, hold on. Hey, I can do it. Okay, it ain't if I can't do it. I'm just saying, wouldn't it be better to put this in an IRA or what I'm saying, in a mutual fund? That way, if something happened to me, you know what I'm saying? We could go to dinner at Olive Garden, and then I put this in. I put this in a mutual fund for.
But he could do a lot more than that. That's why he's doing it.
I guess you're right. You know what? Do your thing, Drake. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Go off. Just do it. Whatever.
My bad. So speaking of rich colored guys, see my transitions? Are you peeping the style? How my transitions, I'll be keeping them moving. Because we're gonna play some music in a minute. But right now I gotta do this one because I gotta ask you this one because I told you we're gonna talk about some women's issues. Okay. So I'm sure you know Bill Cosby recently got out of prison.
Why?
Okay, hold on, let me finish. I gotta finish the story.
Why, bro?
Okay, I gotta finish this. Well, I could even tell you why he got out of prison.
All right, bet.
Well, let me tell you that first, and then I'll tell you what the story is. Okay. So this is how he got out. It was a technicality, right? Because in the court of law, okay, so let's pretend I am a prosecutor. I'm a prosecutor, right? And you have allegedly committed a crime. Now, even if I don't put it in writing, if I convince you, right, and I lead you to believe that if you give me your deposition, meaning your testimony on a civil case, meaning civil, for those who don't understand the difference between a civil and a criminal case, civil is just money, basically, right? The civil case is when people sue for money. Criminal is the whole jail thing, right? So let's say someone wants to, sue you for civilly and get, I don't know, 200,000 out of you, right?
Yeah.
For your testimony, your deposition, because you do this, no one can then use that testimony against you in a criminal trial, right? So then you go, okay, cool. So you give your little deposition, right? Then they come back behind it later and they convict you in a criminal trial, right? Well, because of that little loophole, he was able to say that he was unjustly tried. So not only did they overturn the conviction, but now they can't even go after him for it ever again because of the law called double jeopardy, meaning you cannot be tried for
crime twice. Yeah.
So now the reason why I was sharing this a week ago, the reason why some Black people were excited is just because unfortunately the system hasn't worked in our favor for a very long time. So sometimes you just got to celebrate with whatever wins you can get, even if it comes right. So that being said, he's about to do not necessarily a tour, but a bunch of comedy
spin-off. No, I'm kidding.
He's about to do a bunch of comedy dates. They're calling it a tour, but it's not really a tour. But so my question to you is this: one, do you think people will go? And two, do you think people should go?
One, do I think people will go? People will go because even, bruh, even in day-to-day conversations I've had with people, like that topic comes up. There's people that don't want to believe it, don't believe it, or don't want to believe it. Like, oh, well, that was my childhood, and Bill Cosby, blah blah blah. Like, I feel like he got hella supporters still.
Yeah,
Should
no,
absolutely not.
I agree. Because look, I say this all the time. Dr. Huxtable, in my head, for a lot of my childhood, was my father. Right, I wanted to be a part of the Huxtables. Right, the
Yeah.
Cosby Show. For me, I grew up watching. Even before that, you probably don't know about Fat Albert
And it was
show.
like, yes, I know about Father.
Okay.
But it was like literally, yeah. And it's like for people, it's like, wow, like this is like a black family, on TV. Like it was like it's just it was a thing. Like you were raised like that, watching it, like it was a big deal. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like it's fondness for a lot of
And
people. But same thing with Michael Jackson. Like, why I can't what Michael Jackson?
hold on. I'm gonna have to go in on you. We start talking about Mike.
No, I'm saying, bro, like
I'm
people
gonna have to talk.
like you don't know what he was up to, like but you would never think somebody like that would be doing
First of all,
things.
it was alleged. Number one. See, now
Okay,
you're
so
gonna
let's
we
get
gonna get
back on topic.
okay. Let's get back on top because we're gonna talk about the Michael Jackson thing because Mike's my man. All right. So
All
here's the
right,
thing.
PYT, you know what that means?
So I understand that a lot of people, because I get it, because like I said, I had an affinity for Bill Cosby. I got online people are saying he's disgusting. No one should support him, whatever, right? And so I'm just giving y'all arguments. This is not my point of view. So you can see I have to say that because and then people be Jay's crazy. Jay was sticking up for Bill Cosby. That Jay didn't say that. Jay is telling you what's out there, what people are talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
So many people, because there was a controversy as well. There's a judge on TV. I don't know if you heard of him, but Judge Joe Brown, right? He has a TV show called Judge Joe Brown, right? It's one of those court shows. So Judge Joe Brown was saying that a lot of these women who were his accusers, right? He was saying that they were just groupies. And because some of the facts of the case are that especially this girl, the one girl that this case was on that he got convicted for, she admitted to dating him for 3 years after the alleged incident happened, right? So Judge Joe Brown was saying, how can you convict someone of basically rape when that same person who was quote unquote raped continued to voluntarily date this person after it allegedly happened, right? In addition to that, Judge Joe Brown, and here's where the real controversy came, right? And here's where a lot of, especially men and women, like the lines really start to with men and women. So here's what I want to ask you is, because typically it's just me and Farron as two dudes and we can't speak for women, right? Mm-hmm. So now that I got you on here, so here's what he was saying. He said, at what point do the women take responsibility, right? Because if a woman asks for drugs and if a woman asks for alcohol and then they have sex, can the woman then say, I wasn't in a position to, because what the argument is that if a woman is drunk or high, she's not in a position to consent, right?
Right.
And then, but the other argument it is, well, who told her to get drunk and high? That's what she decided to do. You know what I mean? So then he was like, then everybody in the world would be guilty of rape. That's what. So again, I'm asking you as a woman, okay?
Okay.
As a woman, do you feel that if a woman is inebriated, that no matter what, that she doesn't have the capacity to actually give consent? Or the opposite?
If somebody is on a tip, like that's the thing. Okay, yeah, you made the decision, right? Let's say the girl made the decision to drink, smoke, whatever the case is. Made that decision, did that. Now that you're in that state, yes, of course somebody can take advantage of that. You're not in your right state of mind. Like, hello, I don't know. Have you ever been, you know what I'm saying? Like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, and it doesn't, you never know like how, because there's people that they'll get tips, they go whatever, and like they're in a place where they can still kind of make a decision. But if you gone, right, you don't know what you're doing. So it's like, I don't agree with the whole thing of like, well, they're already drunk and whatever. So if I do this, it's their fault because they already know. Like you're not in a right state of mind to make to give somebody consent.
So for
Or
the
like that
record,
scene that we're like, yeah, let's do it. Like, still, you're not in the right state of mind. Like,
no, and so for the record, I agree with you. I think that what what happened is that we're barely coming to a place in the history of the world where we even talk about things, right? Like we
mhm,
barely now are talking about like mental health. We're barely talking
right,
about even rape culture, right? Like no one ever used to talk about this stuff before. Like when I was growing up, people
like
didn't.
open like that. Yeah,
Yeah, like I know you think I'm 100 years old, but you know what I mean. When I was coming up, you didn't talk about these things, right? And
right. Like
so
taboo.
right, and so a lot of times this is the only thing that I say because I do believe number one, if someone is inebriated, they don't have the mental capacity to do like much less sex. Like they shouldn't drive. They shouldn't do a ton of
Right.
things. Like there's a
Yeah,
lot of things they shouldn't do. Right. Um, but here's the one thing I said we need to get to a place then if we are going to talk about this and begin to hold people accountable for things, right? There's a lot of social cues that young boys were never taught, right? Because as a young boy, and this is not to say it's right or wrong. I'm not saying like to justify behavior, right? But especially like young boys learn when a girl is saying no, she's playing hard to get,
mhm,
right?
right.
Because at some point in a boy's history, right, there was a girl that said no, 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 no. Then she said
And
yes,
then she said yes. Yeah.
right? So this is a computer, right? Our brain. For those of you driving, I'm pointing at my head. Sorry, but our brain is a computer, right? And so it does what you program it to do, right? So for so long, we've programmed little boys to go, oh, she's playing hard to get. 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 And we have to begin to teach, number one, teach little boys that no is no is no is no is no, number one,
Mhm.
right? But also to teach little girls, not that they're ever at fault because girls are not at fault, but to understand, unfortunately, because you have like women have to deal with pregnancy, women have to deal with children, women have to deal with so much more than what men have to, right?
Right.
Especially when we're speaking specifically when it comes to sex.
Hmm.
Teach little girls that, you know what, it's okay to be stern and like, almost for lack of better saying, be a bee and hurt
Yeah,
a guy's
that's what I
feelings.
was about to say. Like, it's either, you know what I'm saying. Like, I'm happy I was raised how I was brought up. Like, it's very like, yeah, you stand your ground and you blah 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 blah, even if they're trying to convince you otherwise, whatever. But that's another thing. Like, it's like, oh, like if you say no, then you're just a bee. You know what I'm saying? Or like, that's how men are conditioned to look at a woman saying no. You know what I'm saying? Just how
Right.
you're saying they're conditioned to, you know.
And it's terrible. And I'm saying as a man, it's because I know I once used to think like this when I was young. And
Mhm.
so it wasn't until I started to, mature and get older and learn and really. And I think that women more than anything need to teach young women that their value is not, in their vagina, or their value isn't in, their sex or their sexuality. Their value is in everything else that they have to offer. Like that's
Right.
the bonus, so to speak, right? Like that's,
Right.
and so I think because the biggest thing is I know a lot of women, for me, in my experience, okay, and I'm asking you as a woman, but in my experience, a lot of times women have made decisions based on not really understanding their value. And so we're always going to devalue you because we're pigs by nature, right?
Mhm.
Not every man, because there's some great men out there. Not every man. There's some great men out there, right?
Yeah.
But I think that the more a woman understands her value, because we might not understand social cues, but we understand energy, right? So dudes will tell you like they know what girls they can't pull stuff with and who they can. Let's be
Even
honest.
trying.
Yeah, like dudes like they like don't even holler at her. Like she ain't even gonna look at you. You know what I mean? Like
Probably.
there's guys understand energy, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that if women really understood their value, right? And with this is we got to teach little girls from time they're little. Your destiny isn't to become a princess and be saved by a knight in shining
Right.
armor. Like that narrative is ridiculous, right? That like, oh, some knight in shining armor is gonna come save you, because then that's what you're looking at dudes to be.
That's not reality.
No, no, and but and like I said, and on the flip side, if we teach boys to be young gentlemen and really to understand, like, the responsibility that you're taking on with doing this, and understanding that the things that you do can affect her. Like, you forget about it, but she'll carry that for the rest of her life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'll give you one quick story because we're running down time. But like, here's what I was going through a transition where I was growing and really transitioning as a man, right? And there was a girlfriend, and I'm talking literally going back to like the 9th grade. Okay, like that's how far back.
Yeah, no,
And
that was what?
wow, here we go. Here we go. So yes, it's somewhere in the 1900s, right? And I just remembered, like, because we were like off and on boyfriend and girlfriend like through middle school and then the beginning of high school, right? But I was terrible, like absolutely disgusting, filthy, terrible. I dogged her out. I'm being honest, right? And so as I was trying to really make this transition in my life and become I guess a decent human being, right? I don't know why, but this memory hit me, right? Of a particular time that I was trying to get her to have sex with me and she wouldn't. And I like called her a whore and all kinds of other stuff, right? And mind you, this again was 100 years ago. It was 100 years ago, yes. Yeah. But I don't know why I remembered that. All I can chalk it up to was God putting this to teach me something. So I got her phone number from a friend of hers, right? And I called her and I said, hey, this is probably not going to make any sense. I know this is, like you're grown and married with kids. I'm grown and married. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is 100 years later. This is probably not going to make sense. Just let me ramble on and then I'll hang up the phone and you never have to talk to me again. Right.
Right.
And so I said, look, I want to apologize to you. I don't know if you remember this, and I went on to describe it was one particular day. And I know I was worse to her more than that, but I'm just saying that one particular day. And I said, I don't know if you remember this. And I started to share with her or whatever. Right. And the phone got quiet. And the next thing I know, I could hear her like, like sobbing. Right. So I guess on the other line, she was broken. She was crying. She said, and she goes, James, I've carried that my entire life. Every relationship I've had since you, including my husband, was tainted by how you treated me. I didn't let my husband get close to me for years because you made me feel dirty. I didn't know how to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? But it was the beginning of a journey for me of understanding like something that I had completely forgotten about, something that didn't affect me at all as a boy. I went on with my life and did, you know what I mean? What it did to her and her self-worth as a woman.
I still carry from things I've been through relationally. So it's like, it's a real thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you carry that stuff. It's real.
Yeah, and that's why now I find it really important. Like with everything that I do, I try to I try to instill like dignity in women and try to always talk as much as I can, and because I understand how deadly we as men can be, or as males, I should say, and our influence and what we can do and how terrible we can be, right? And so I say that to say this. Gosh, this show goes by so fast. I hate it. Sorry.
We could keep on going.
So, ladies, on behalf of men the world around, I want to take this opportunity and to you, Miss A. Ruiz. And I want to say, you know what? I'm sorry. On behalf of every dude who has ever been just completely ridiculous in your life and so many awful things, I don't want to excuse any behavior ever. But I do want you to understand this. Most of us were not equipped. We had no clue. And again, this is not to excuse behavior, but we had no clue what we were doing. We had no clue how devastating it is to you because we were raised in dysfunction, right? And if you understand that, it's not about letting the other person off the hook, but it's about you finding healing, right? Understanding that
you just didn't know better.
And it wasn't actually personal, right? Our issue was we were the ones with the issue, not you. You did nothing wrong. We were the ones that had this devil, to be honest with you, inside of us. And it had nothing, like, you're amazing, you're beautiful, you're powerful, you're brilliant, you're all these things. And you happen to come across a devil wrapped in a man's body. You feel what I'm saying? And so part of you finding your healing is understanding that all of these things that we did, because I know oftentimes, and because I've had many women ask me like, well, why? And here's the answer. it has there. I can't give you a why because it had nothing to do with you. It was his issue. And the sooner you can let go of that, you can let go of things that you hold on to, because the healing is for you. It has nothing to do with him being left off the hook. It's about you finding healing and wholeness in the devastation and the dysfunction in your life. Because I know so many of us have done this to you guys. And unfortunately, they've never, whether they never got the opportunity or they just didn't know enough to say, I'm sorry. I'm saying for you, I'm sorry. Forgive, not so that that person is let off the hook. Forgive them so that you can be free from these things that you have carried. Yes, that you have carried, because you don't need that anymore. You don't need, like, your future, some of you, your future husbands don't need to pay for the sins of another man, right? Your future sons, because a lot of women take it out on their sons, right? Your future sons don't need to pay for the sins of another man, right? Because believe me, there are good men out there. There are men who will love you and will honor you and adore you and cherish you, right? But sometimes they don't get the opportunity because of the damage that has been done to you. You don't even know how to recognize love when you see it, because you're always
facts, bro. You out here.
So yeah, we got. So I just wanted to share that. You know what I mean? Because I never, for so long it's been me and Farhan on the show, right? So we're two dudes, right? And so, but I know that we have a lot of female listeners, right? I know that a lot of, the people who I get feedback from are women. It's always women, right? Every now and then dudes will like send DMs or messages or whatever, but it's always women, right? Yeah. And so I know I'm crazy and I say a lot of crazy things, right? But at the end of the day, I want to inspire people, and I want people, like, I hope that interacting with me would be a positive thing as opposed to a negative. That's why I make jokes about racist stuff, and I make jokes about all the stuff that we do, and because so we can laugh at it, right? And then but on this, like, even with men and women, I always make fun of men and women issues and stuff like that. And like, when are women gonna take responsibility? They crazy. But at the end of the day, I really want to, move people and inspire people to know that God, whatever you done been through, God has something better, right? God has something so amazing for you. Whether you share my faith or not, I believe that your life isn't here just to like walk through hell. You know what I'm saying? Of course. So we got 3 minutes left. Miss A. Ruiz, is there anything you'd like to leave our audience with? Because I obviously talk so dang much.
Oh my God, you do. Wow. But no, I am just, man, I thank you for having me. This was fun. I didn't know what to expect.
We can do it again. Matter of fact, I'm going to invite you right now in front of everybody so you can't say no. Farhan's not going to be here tomorrow again. I need another guest co-host. Oh. I got people saying...
I'll get back at you about that.
Okay. And so, fellas, just for those of you who can't, because there's people watching on Facebook Live and there's people watching on YouTube Live. She's single. Y'all see, she's gorgeous. So I'll be taking applications. What are they gonna say? But no, I appreciate you. Thank you for putting up with me. I
don't know. I don't know how people do it.
Yeah, it is what a TI is, but I have fun. I hope you had fun.
This is dope. Thank you.
Hopefully, guys, we'll have A. Ruiz on here tomorrow again. And we'll talk about some more. We're gonna get into the fact that we're gonna play some of her music tomorrow. So I'm a briber. We're gonna play some of her music. She got a new song and video she just released. So we gotta premiere that. Plus, she had one right before that. So we got like 2 or 3 songs we got to play back to back.
Just play my whole catalog.
Well, why don't you come on so you can introduce all the songs? How about that?
For sure.
Okay. So officially, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow A. Ruiz will be on here. We're going to play all her music. So with that being said, as always, thank you very much on behalf of the Statesman, Mr. Farhan, myself, J Love, aka Uncle Jiggy. This is the Revolution Radio Show on 102.3. And I want to remind y'all, as always, reach for your best, reach for success, but most of all, reach for God, because God is love and love is everything. We'll see y'all mañana.
Oh my.